online. 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
Now stay tuned for a commercial break and 28 minutes of dead air.
And now, from the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
All right. Welcome to Online Tonight on this last Saturday. Oh, no, it's Sunday. Holy cow. Time flies right by. Sunday. It's Sunday. It's the last Sunday of March, by the way. Spring was officially on the 21st, but I think we've pretty much skipped that here where I'm at because it was 95 today. By the way, my name is Max Smart, and this is episode number 2003 of Online Tonight, where we talk about the latest in tech, pop culture, and more. And more is, for me, is pretty much anything except for politics. There's a lot of stuff going on in the news. We're going to try to have fun today and not necessarily dwell on all the other things that are going around and on. And what I want to do is I want your technology to give you joy and not be a frustration. And that's one of the primary reasons why Online Tonight is here. Of course, we're going to have our Geek Speak, our Bookmark This. We got some Apple news. They've killed something that you may have been fond of. And if you were, hold on to it, or you can donate it to my charity. Not my charity, but the charity that I support. We got some animated characters on tour. That should be fun. And our review of Hannah Montana, the 20th anniversary special. If you had a teenage girl or a young girl or boy, doesn't matter, back in the 90s and early 2000s, then you probably know all about Hannah Montana. But more importantly, as I mentioned, I want your life to be easier when it comes to technology, dealing with your everyday tech issues, whether it's a printer, iPad. I'm not going to help with deep down printer issues, but I might help you recommend one. I have 5-6 different kinds, including 3D printers. If you want to talk about those, I'm happy to talk to you about those. We're going to stay out of the politics, though, about how some states are trying to outlaw or control your 3D printers. But that hasn't happened yet in most cases, so we can talk about those things. Show's been around since the 90s. Started off as the help desk. Now it's Online Tonight. Your free tech support, so keep that in mind. And the best way to get in is while we're live using our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number. 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546 is the toll-free telephone number. I always have follow-up questions, so it's the best way to get in. You can also send me an email, show@onlinetonight.com. And you can use our text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving a voicemail is your authorization to broadcast your likeness. Again, the text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. Miss Victoria is producing the show. She's answering your calls and checking for all the messages on all the different platforms. If you're on Twitch or YouTube and you want to chat, yeah, we've got that as well. You can pop those in there. Before we jump into tech news, mostly AI and Apple, this portion of the show is brought to you by Paramount Plus. This streamer has become a serious contender in sports. And in March, they added the UFC, the EFL, the UEFA, and the UFC. Those are all available in your basic streaming plan. But if you are a premium plan member, you also get the NCAA and the PGA Golf. You can find out all Paramount Plus has to offer by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/stream, onlinetonight.com/stream. And don't forget, I have my new line of pirate merchandise, which you can check out by going to onlinetonight.com/store. There are 3 T-shirts up there, mugs, hats, tote bags, stickers. Those are all coming soon. I need to get back to the Swag to the Max people because I have not given them the artwork. So that's on me. All right, tech news. OpenAI is discontinuing its Sora AI video app, and they only launched it about 6 months ago. The company has not given details exactly why, but it plans to shut down the service sometime soon, which is a very big surprise because I don't know if you know this. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Disney gave them like $1 billion investment and allowed them to use Disney IP characters like Iron Man and Moana and things like that. And then to turn around and shut it down while Disney at the same time is suing Google and other companies. It's very strange. I don't really know what happened there. Does Disney get its $1 billion back or whatever? Sam Altman, who's the CEO over there at OpenAI, said the resources are going to shift to the next generation AI models. Sora allowed users to generate AI videos using either an uploaded Cameo clip of themselves. The app went viral, hitting over 1 million downloads within one and a half weeks, almost 2 weeks. It briefly became the top free app in the app stores on the different platforms. It faced criticism over deep fakes, especially involving celebrities and other characters. I mean, you could make the Simpsons brothers and sisters hug each other very tightly, and there were a lot of problems. The guardrails reduced user interest and contributed to declining popularity. Let's talk a little bit about Claude. I don't know if you know what Claude is. That's from the Anthropic people. It's another type of AI. Anthropic updated Claude AI to remotely control a user's Mac to help you complete tasks. I think this is partly in response to OpenClaw, formerly, what was it called before? Claude Claw, I think is what it was called before. But then, Anthropic got mad at them and they had to change it. But that really took off. And I think that people are saying, hey, people want assistants that live on their machine. And the only way that's going to happen is if it can control more things. So they can simulate human actions like clicking, navigating apps, opening files, and using a browser. I use that in some cases. Works as a fallback when direct integrations like Slack or Google Calendar are not available. It pairs with Dispatch, which allows users to assign tasks from iPhones, and then when they get back to the office or home, the work is done. It's completed. The demo shows tasks like exporting files, attaching them to meetings. Those are all done by the agent. The feature is still early in development, and it makes mistakes. So be advised that you don't necessarily want to give it access to all your banking information, and it might start writing itself checks or donating to OpenMod or whatever that's called, their own little chat section that only AIs can talk to. It's really crazy. Currently Mac only, by the way, the Claude version of the AI assistant. Whereas I mentioned OpenClaw, that's available on a bunch of different platforms, Mac, Windows, Linux. It is a research preview for Claude Pro and Mac subscribers. So if you're in that program, you'll be able to check it out. Additional updates include inline visual responses and memory import tools from other AI platforms. I don't know if you heard, but iOS 26.4 is available, and they've added 2 features to CarPlay, which I have not seen yet because I only updated my phone the other day, and then I didn't have access to the car that has the CarPlay, so I haven't seen it. It adds this new thing called ambient music. It's a widget that's available on both iPhone and CarPlay. Ambient music offers curated playlists like sleep and chill and productivity and well-being without requiring an Apple Music subscription. I have some advice. Don't do sleep or chill while you're driving. We already have enough people getting hypnotized by the road and nodding off. We don't need any assistance in that area by playing music that then is going to make you drowsy. The widget can be added through CarPlay using an iPhone. CarPlay now supports voice-based chatbot apps, by the way. So ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude could enable voice conversations through CarPlay. Siri, of course, remains the built-in, and it doesn't require opening an app. In fact, in my car, there's a little button that is a face with a speaker, and you hold it down. You have to hold it down, and then my personal assistant will pop up and say, what do you want? And then I'll tell it, play this podcast or text this person or read this text message. So very, very cool. If you don't have your Hey personal assistant set up, where you talk to it and then it wakes up, On my car, you can hold a button down and it wakes up. Apple is reportedly testing a more advanced version of Siri. As everybody knows, we've been waiting on it for, 18 months? We assume they're going to talk about it in June. And then very quickly, in the last few seconds, Apple has officially announced that the Mac Pro is dead. There will be no updates. There will be no releases. In fact, they announced it so subtly that people weren't sure until they went to the website and tried to get one or look up something, and it was just magically gone. It was last updated in 2023 using the M2 Ultra chip. Were you using a Mac Pro? I'd love to hear from you. 1-800-39-ONLINE. Stay tuned.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lick and Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are going to love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lick and Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and, of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines, always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. That's 800-515-4035.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
And the wolf?
Oh, a wolf.
Ooh! What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Geek Speak.
All right, this hour's Geek Speak, where we take a tech term and turn it right into plain words. I'm reading some of the messages, and when I laugh, I get distracted. This Geek Speak, where we take a tech term and turn it into plain English right before your very ears. I have not even had anything to drink this entire week other than kombucha. I think there's alcohol in kombucha, so I'm not going to drink it anymore. It makes me bleh. What is the Geek Speak? Cross-platform. We're going to get to that in just a moment. Anchor, I'm so excited that Anchor has launched their new Nano wireless car charger. It means that your phone is held securely within the view using the QI2 certified 15-watt wireless charging pad. And I was at an event the other day, and somebody said, why do you call it a QI2 instead of a square or whatever word they used? I'm like, well, I don't know. That's how I say it. I also say GIF instead of GIF. No, I say GIF instead of GIF. Anyway, doesn't matter. The cool thing is, in this Anchor product, the Nano wireless car charger, is that the charging pad is detachable and you can take it with you. It also has a head that rotates 360 degrees, tilts 45 degrees to help you find the most comfortable viewing angle, because we don't want you playing with your phone while you're driving. We want you just to leave it. Don't touch it. In fact, in some states now, if you even reach for your phone while you're driving, you can get a ticket. Check out all the great Anchor products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/anchor, onlinetonight.com/anchor. Now, cross-platform. Hardware peripherals that are compatible with multiple computers. So think mice, printers, keyboards. Those are considered cross-platform. The term also refers to software that's available for more than one platform. Each version may have a slightly different feature or user interface, but they are fundamentally the same program capable of opening the same files and performing the same functions. The opposite of cross-platform is a native app, meaning that it was developed exclusively for a single platform. I'm going to give you two quick examples. Adobe Photoshop, that runs on Windows 10 and 11 and 7 and other versions. It also runs on macOS. I'm not sure if it's available on Linux, but it'll open the same PSD files, PDF. If you're using Acrobat on either platform, it'll open those. If you're a video game person, then you know about exclusive titles. Those are considered native. They're not cross-platform. It's not going to run on your PC. It's not going to run on your Xbox if it's designed for the PS5 only. It's not going to run on your PS5 if it's only developed for the Xbox, as an example. Cross-platform apps are available for both desktop and mobile versions. Mobile versions of the apps may have limited features, but are compatible with the same document types. That's not usually the case. Historically, each version of cross-platform applications required separate source code, but now with different programming languages and APIs, you can kind of share these things across multiple platforms, and it'll make it work. That is this hour's Geek Speak cross-platform. Geek Speak is cross-platform, meaning more than one place, I guess. All right, the phone lines are open, 1-800-39-online. That gets you right into our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-online. Don't forget, you can follow me on X and Instagram. I use the same account name on both platforms, at Max Smart Radio, at Max Smart Radio. Vic?
Yes, we have a listener question. This one came in a text from somebody called Turn It Down in KS, which I believe is Kansas.
Is my volume too loud, or?
I listen to a lot of podcasts on my iPhone, and sometimes a commercial comes on that's louder than the content, and I find myself fumbling to open my phone and turn it down. I seem to recall there used to be volume controls on the lock screen, but they're missing now. Is there another way to access volume besides the side buttons?
Okay. Turn it down in Kansas. I'm going to answer your question first, and then if I have time, I'm going to give you some other recommendations where you don't have to even touch your phone or your iPad. Are you ready? Let's talk about your thing first. iPhone lock screen, you can add the volume slider. All you have to do is go into Settings, Accessibilities, Audio, and Visual, and then make sure that the Always Show Volume checkbox is turned on. Okay? I had to look to see exactly where the settings were, but that's where it is. And then the slider will appear under the playback controls, that play and pause and the fast forward and the rewind button. And that is useful in some cases. However, I feel there's a better way. If you go into settings, sound and haptics, and you go into headphone safety, you can actually select a box called Reduce Loud Sounds. And then you can set a limit. Try 75 dB or 70 dB. And what happens is, if the commercial comes in and it's louder than that, it's automatically going to get compressed down so that the volume change is not that big. But this doesn't always work. And the reason for that is, let's say we're going to use a scale. All right, we're going to use 0 to 5 because dBs, it won't matter. We'll just use 0 to 5. If the volume of the podcast is at 3 and the volume of the commercial is at 4.5, and you only have the setting for your reduced loudness to 4, you're only going to get a half of a mark down, which is still going to be a pretty significant difference between 3 and 4. You're going to hear the volume change. Okay, so that's one way. You can use another feature. It's called late night audio compression. And this is where the magic happens. It really kind of balances everything out so they all sound like they're at the same volume level. You go into settings, music, EQ, and you select late night. And what that does is that difference that we just talked about on our scale from 3 to 4, it makes everything 3.5. So it brings the 4 down to 3.5. It brings the 3 up to 3.5. So everything is nice and consistent. If anything shoots above, it'll bring it down. If it's too far below, let's say it's at 1.5, it's not going to bring that up to 3.5, just as an example. So hopefully your podcast producers are giving you a decent dynamic range that's within a reasonable set of volumes. And that's going to help you. There's one more way, and it depends on what podcast program you're using. If you're using Apple Podcast, you can go into Settings, Podcast, which is the app, and then you can turn on volume leveling. So these are all different ways that you can do it. I personally would say try the volume leveling or the night EQ setting first, because I don't know how you're listening to your podcast. If you're listening to your podcast, like say from a web browser, well, then you might have to use the reduced loud sounds using the headphone setting. Or you can just add the volume control like we talked about earlier, which was your original question. Take it down, turn it down. Then you can have that volume control and you can just do what you want manually. So hopefully that helps. Turn it down. If you want to reach out like Turn It Down did, feel free. 1-800-39-ONLINE is the toll-free telephone number. 951-395-1017 is the text and voicemail number. Excuse me. And we also have an email address, show@onlinetonight.com. Happy to help you any way I can. My name is Max. It's Online Tonight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new and vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.etsy.com. SAMERIAN Collection.etsy.com. Sumerian Collection.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. but finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex. How did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
The Native community is big for me. Makes me feel good to pass on our Rapo traditions. My kids love going up to the Sundance. I like to tell people the Sundance is about family. It's about the tribe. It's not just about the dancer. It's kind of like life. As a Sundancer, I'm just one spoke in the wheel. I need my family there. I need my role models. I need my people there, especially my children. You know, coming in that door, my family is ready to see me and they believe in me. Before, I'd never seen that from my people. But now when I walk in that door and I see those smiling faces and they're happy to see me, that's special. With my 4 kids, all I ask for them in Arapaho ways is health and happiness. Nothing more, nothing less.
Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Online Tonight is live and on the air at 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
I don't know who's writing your material, but it's very VH1.
All right, this is Online Tonight. My name is Max, and apparently I stabbed myself in the hand today when I was opening a coconut. Isn't that crazy? I used to climb up when we used to go on vacation, I used to climb up the little tiny tree, not the big tall ones, to grab a coconut. I always thought that was fun. Then I got yelled at. If you want to reach the show, feel free to give us a call on our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. You can also reach out via email or our text voicemail number, The email address, show@onlinetonight.com. That's SHOW, show. And the text voicemail is 951-395-1017. Again, 951-395-1017. And just very quickly before we jump into our review of the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special, I want to share with you about the Govee Neon Rope Light 2. It looks just like a neon sign from just a few feet away. It is incredibly shapeable, and it comes with bend clips, these unique little bend clips that help you create angles and corners and custom styles. Comes in 2 different sizes, a 10-foot and a 16.4-foot roll. You can check it out by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/Govee, onlinetonight.com/GOVEE. And now we'll jump into our review.
From Hollywood.
One very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Blockbusters, tearjerkers, family fare.
Everything is awesome.
What's worth seeing in the theater, and what should you just watch at home?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Here are your hosts.
I'm Max.
And I'm Victoria.
And we're going to share with you our thoughts on the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special rated TV PG. It's available both on Disney Plus and Hulu, apparently. And if you grew up as a youngster and you watch Disney Channel, then you know about Sweet Life on Deck and you know about Wizards of Waverly Place. But what really, became the most famous show on Disney Channel, I think, is Hannah Montana. And it's hard to believe, but it's been 20 years. Okay, that's if you grow up. If you were a parent, you probably got involved as well. And before we start, real quick, we've gone to tapings of Hannah Montana when it was being produced. We went to see the Hannah Montana in 3D movie. We saw Hannah Montana, a.k.a. Miley Cyrus, and the Jonas Brothers in concert in Tennessee. We don't even live in Tennessee. That's far. All right, Miss Victoria, tell us a little bit about I was surprised by the special. I'll let you start.
Okay. So this is a 1-hour special. I feel like it could have been a 2-hour special if they had done
things different.
Your typical special treatment. They didn't. If they had done it as a reunion, it could have been longer. I think they packaged it together well. Miley visited the set. I'm not clear on
quote unquote set.
They
rebuilt it.
Resurrected a portion of the set. I don't think it was even in the same place, but they remade it for this special.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
All right. When we went to see it, it wasn't at Sunset Gower, was it?
No.
No. So, but
it was at Sunset La Palma.
This was remade. Okay. See, so we caught something. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but most people wouldn't know that because they never show that part in the show. They don't show you where they make it.
Of course not. It was their house.
Right. So I love the fact that Miley actually grew her hair into the Hannah Montana wig for this special. So she didn't have to wear a wig. She grew her hair long, blonde, and with bangs so that she could look like Hannah. And she's been blonde for a while, and she's gone back and forth, but I think she's more blonde more than she has dark hair. And we see her come to the set, and of course all this stuff is recorded out of order, but we see her come to the set. She gets a little teary-eyed, but she also performs the opening song for an audience. The audience is not there for the rest of the
interview.
Yeah, the interview and the set visit kind of stuff. It's for the part where she's on stage and she has dancers and she sings, and then later she comes back and does more of that. But of course, in real life, they taped all of those portions together in front of the audience. I think they actually ended with Best of Both Worlds in reality. It got everybody all amped up.
The way it ended was she was actually just to the side of the living room.
No, I mean in real life when they taped it.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
They ended on the high energy,
of course,
song.
Okay.
All right. So
What's happening?
What surprised you? Tell me what surprised you.
I'm so used to reunion.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Jason. I wanted to see Luke and Jesse. I wanted to see I don't know the actors' names. I wanted to see what's her name on Grace and
Emily Osment?
Yeah, I wanted to see Emily. I wanted to see a little bit more of that. I would like to have. We did get to see some clips, which was nice. So we got to see Jason in a clip. We definitely weren't going to see who played Mitchell. Was it Mitchell? Who played Oliver?
Oliver Mitchell.
Yeah,
Mitchell Musso.
You can't bring Mitchell out.
No,
because he's got too many problems. What's going on with Moises Arias? What's up with him?
He's working.
Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm used to a reunion. I am not complaining at all. I'm glad that this was only 1 hour.
Yeah.
And we got some music, which, I've heard 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
In our house, Miley music, Hannah Montana music, and those types of things were played more than, say, Bluey or...
there was no Bluey back then.
I know. Our equivalent was
Blue's Clues.
So we went from Blue's Clues to Hannah Montana, and we had to pop the chair because the Blue's Clues chair was driving us crazy.
Mm.
I sometimes dream about the Hannah Montana songs in my sleep. I had no complaints.
Yeah.
But I didn't necessarily need the live performances because I have those. I see those. We have the concert videos at home.
Mm-hmm.
I would have enjoyed maybe a little bit more interaction with some of the people. It was nice who some of the guests were. Are you going to mention those? And then one of them was, I don't know why they put them in there because they didn't even know each other. Go.
Right. Your daughter was asking me about that too because she watched the trailer and she's like, who is this person that's interviewing her and why is she there?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing it's
Disney contract employee. Go ahead.
Maybe. And she's a podcaster.
Uh-huh.
She's a very famous podcaster. She interviews like every celebrity on her podcast.
Like Jen used to do.
But she apparently is a Hannah Montana super fan. She lives in Miley's neighborhood, so they're friends and neighbors and what have you. And she's in the demographic of the people the original show was aimed at.
Which would be Jennifer's age.
Right. So they needed somebody to host the show and to kind of help piece it all together. And I guess instead of bringing out somebody that everybody would know from that era, like I think it would have been nice if they had brought back either somebody from the show or somebody from another Disney show that was on at the time. Like, how about have Debbie Ryan do it or somebody like that, where they knew each other at the time.
Sure. It sounds like we're complaining. We're not. We were very happy to watch Hannah Montana 20th Anniversary Special rated TV PG on Disney Plus and Hulu. Did you want to quickly mention that the only reason this came up was because of Aunt Dolly?
I think that's made the rounds. Miley said, this was my idea, and I talked about it before it even became a thing, and so they put this together pretty quickly because they filmed the portions in front of a live audience just in February, so
Sure.
Maybe they couldn't get.
All right, so I
want to
take one tip. I want to take one tip from Miley in regards to the Hannah Montana 20th Anniversary Special. I'm going to say we are working on getting Miley into the studio so that we can share with her why she was so influential to Miss Jennifer. There's a hidden secret and why every time they were on the red carpet together or they saw each other, they came and they chatted with each other, but there was a special reason why Miss Jennifer had a very special place for Miley Cyrus in her heart. And so we're going to have Miley do a sit down with us sometime. I'm putting it out there, and that way we can do it. You want to rate it very quickly?
Yeah, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it, even though it wasn't what we expected it to be.
I will also join you with a 4.5, and I'll probably go back and watch a bunch of Hannah Montana episodes. Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Earns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Urns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvurns.com.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Our research team has found a perfect solution to solve any man's ED problem, erectile dysfunction. Even the word is a bummer. And those pharmacy pills are expensive, but when you call our special toll-free number, you can always buy 40 to 50 pills for around $2 each. At your pharmacy, you could spend up to $65 for just one pill. Our price is around $2, and our formula works virtually the same as the expensive pills. We even deliver them to your door in a confidential package, so you don't have to go anywhere. Just pick up the phone and order 40 to 50 highly effective ED pills for around $2 each. It's a no-brainer. You'll save hundreds of dollars, and you'll have our 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call now to order 40 to 50 ED pills with no prescription for around $2 each.
Call Steelman now at 800-764-9168, 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey. Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Online tonight.
Hey, bookmark this.
All right, each and every hour we try to give you a website that you will find fun, educational, or entertaining. At least we hope you will. And this hour's is rd.com/article/April-Fools-Pranks. Of course, I put the website right there in the show notes. Hour 1, episode number 2103. rd.com. I was surprised. This is for Reader's Digest, so they must have got this URL early on, or they paid a lot of money for it. This is a great list of Reader's Digest's 65 April Fool's pranks that you can pull on your friends and family. Probably not a good idea for your coworkers. I have worked in tech, and we used to do some really crazy things. Somebody disassembled a car and put it into the guy's office and then filled it with like ping pong balls. I don't recommend that, especially in today's environment. But if you're not a prankster, this list will help you know what to keep an eye out for. That way, you will be prepared. You're going to open that door slowly to see if there's any ball pits or ping pong balls or golf balls about to pop out at you, or a water bottle, or there's a lot of things. So even if you're not going to use these to do pranks on others, you could review them to see if they might be potentially used on you. So it's rd.com/article/April-Fools-Pranks. Those have S's and hyphens. So again, I will put the bookmark there right on the website. Episode number 2103, hour 1. I've teamed up with Swag to the Max to introduce our new line of pirate t-shirts, and you can check them out by going to, well, there's more things coming. I owe them some artwork, so we're going to have hats and tote bags and mugs and something else. Stickers. You can go to onlinetonight.com/store, onlinetonight.com/store to learn more about my line of t-shirt, pirate-themed merchandise. Let's get it right, buddy. Okay.
Online tonight.
Do you hear that?
What?
There, that. No? Maybe it's just the ringing in our ears. This is Online Tonight. Now, here's Max.
Or it could be a 3D printer. Miss Victoria's annoyed. Hey, that happens sometimes. I want to share with you some entertainment news. Netflix. Oh, I don't know what's going on with Netflix. They're just bleeding you dry, I think. Netflix is raising their prices on all of their subscription plans. If you remember, it used to be $7.99. Now it's going to be $8.99 for the ad-supported plan. If you were paying $17.99 for the standard plan, that's going up to $20, $19.99. The premium plan, I don't even know what the difference is between them. $24.99 is what you used to pay. That one's going up $2 to $26.99. Extra member add-on pricing will also go up by $1. New pricing will be effective 3 days ago. So for new users, if you signed up today and you had never had a Netflix account before, you're getting the new pricing. If you're an existing subscriber, you're going to see an increase in your bills coming soon. This week, next week, maybe by the end of April, it's going to roll out. Thank you, Luda, by the way. Appreciate that. And you didn't give me permission, and that's why I didn't sing too much of it. You wouldn't want me to sing too much of it anyway. Existing subscribers are going to be notified somehow, either within the app or maybe an email. I have no idea. Netflix says that price hikes support more content and improved service. Let me ask this question. You just got $2 billion from Warner Brothers. Why do you need to increase anything? It doesn't make sense. Okay. The premium plan is now the most expensive standalone streaming service of anybody's at $27 a month. I disagree, because I believe YouTube TV is like $80 a month. But I guess what they're saying is movie types. So Netflix, Hulu, Max, Disney. So who is your limited group of comparatives there? I don't know. No feature changes. Plans still, they still have ads depending on the plan, higher resolution depending on the plan, and more simultaneous streams depending on the plan. Here's something that is very interesting. We talked earlier about Blue's Clues and Hannah Montana, and this is and Bluey, and this is kind of what the kids are really enjoying. Let's say, K-pop last year was the big thing, right? And now they're actually talking about getting a world tour in 2027. My question is, are they going?
Wait, did you say K-pop or K-pop Demon Hunters?
I said K-pop.
Okay.
I did not mention the Demon Hunters yet. Was going to, because I was about to ask, are we going to have a live show where we have actual humans on stage, the original voices singing, or are we going to have the animated version of the K-pop Demon Hunters cast? That's where I was headed, but that's okay. Sometimes I like to play a little game to keep you tuned in. Like,
because
what the heck is
K-pop
he
has
talking
been a big
about?
thing for longer
I know.
than
I was
last
trying to build some suspense.
Okay. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm not good at it sometimes. Tour plans would happen around the same time as the sequel. It's called coincide is the word I was looking for. I barely made it through community college. So there you go. Discussions include both real-time performance, real-life performances featuring the three main performers, and virtual performances. Remember that Kiss, when they retired, said they were going to have like Kiss concerts using avatars? So that's why I'm always curious. Are we going to have avatars, or are we going to have real-life people? I like real-life people. I like to go see concerts in real life, except for the Cars. They just stood there and did nothing. Kiss runs around. They float on things. Things blow up. We saw Fall Out Boy in concert. I thought the stage was going to catch on fire. I mean, those performances are awesome. And they're not necessarily canned, though there is some lip syncing done. But I prefer real life performances. So it's uncertain what's going to happen there. And is the boy band going to show up? That would be pretty neat. Netflix has reportedly been offered tens of millions of dollars upfront in guarantees for the tour concept. Oh, maybe that's why they're raising your price, because the $2 billion from Warner Brothers wasn't enough. Can you tell them a little bit about that? Details and creative direction are still being finalized, and of course, the plans could change. It may not happen at all. Depends on if somebody gets sick or a polyp on their larynx. All right, if you missed any portion of the show, don't forget you can head over to onlinetonight.com, where you can check out the show notes. This is episode number 2103. Hour 1, still got a whole nother hour coming up, which means that you can use our toll-free telephone number and get queued up for getting your free tech support. 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. But while you're at the website, you can listen to the audio archive or subscribe to the podcast. Stay tuned.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
"30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
"1 minute past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
1 minute, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Two minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Two minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Three minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Three minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Four minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Four minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Five minutes past the hour. 60 seconds to live.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Five minutes, 30 seconds past the hour. 30 seconds to live.
This is Online Tonight.
We're on the air live tonight. 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546 is the number.
Online Tonight.
Silent but deadly.
From the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. How are you? I missed the intro button with the technology part. You want to see it? I think this is it here. You push this button and then it says technology and it says pop culture and all that stuff. I'll just tell you. This is Online Tonight, where we talk about technology, pop culture, and more. My name is Max Smart, and my goal is to make technology easy and fun for you and not a frustration. That's why I offer free tech support here online using our toll-free telephone number. I'll give you that in just a moment. But it is Palm Sunday, by the way. This is hour 2 of episode number 2103. And if you're just starting spring break, be safe. Have a good time. Don't overdo it. And so that's just my parental advice and world experience. So be careful. You don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize your future or end up with scars. Coming up at this hour, of course, we've got our Geek Speak, our bookmark this. Robots have gone nuts, or wild, I guess. Kind of like spring break. Records are breaking the bank, or records are breaking records. Huh? We'll explain that. We've got a review of a movie called The Conjuring Last Rites. Scary movie. But most importantly, I'm here to help you with your tech questions. So give me a call on our Broadcast Bionics Caller 1 system at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. That is the best method. You want to call in while we're live. We can have a conversation. I always have questions, follow-ups. You can be my eyes and ears, and that is the best way to jump in. If you would like to send an email or a text or a voicemail, we offer that as well. The email address, show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com. And the text voicemail number is 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving a voicemail is your authorization to broadcast your likeness on all the different airwaves and different methods that we do it. Again, that number, 951-395-1017. This portion of the show is brought to you by Anchor. Their new Prime 3-in-1 wireless charging station features a QI 2.2 support and allows the MagSafe iPhone to charge at up to 25 watts. That's the same speed as Apple's MagSafe chargers and 10 watts faster than the standard QI2 MagSafe chargers. You can also charge an Apple Watch and AirPods at the same time. Check out all the Anchor products by visiting our website. Thank you. onlinetonight.com/anchor, onlinetonight.com/ANKER. This is being Irish. I have to have my tea. onlinetonight.com/anchor, ANKER. And don't forget, I have a new line of pirate merchandise. I've teamed up with Swag to the Max, but you want to go to my website, onlinetonight.com/store. I'm getting them the artwork for the hats and the mugs and the stickers and the tote bags, but the t-shirts are up there. The 3 t-shirts are up there. And I'm not sure if they've marked the sale yet on the St. Patrick's Day shirt. But that is also up there, I think. I'll have to double check. onlinetonight.com/store. Let's talk a little bit about robots. I think everybody knows I love robots. Robots are one of my favorite thing. And I don't know why. Maybe they're an extension of that. For our visual watchers, you'll see what I'm pointing at. I don't like to talk about it on the air because people don't necessarily understand what I'm talking about. But you can head over to Twitch or you can head over to YouTube and watch this. And there is a little character in my background that you can look at. And I used to perform with that character from the time I was 8 or 9 years old. Anyway, I love robots. I'd love to turn this into a robot. But sometimes the robots go wacky. A humanoid dancing robot in a restaurant up in Cupertino, which is near Apple campus in California, went a little bit out of control. It smashed plates. It flailed its arms around. 3 staff members had to come over to corral it and keep it from harming anybody. It could have hit somebody, a kid. Oh, I watched another video from China, and they have these dancing robot demonstrations in China, and it kicked a lady in the shin, and then it smacked another kid in the face. These things don't necessarily understand perimeters and they're like space bubble. You know, this is my personal space. They don't seem to have that awareness, which is, I think, a programming problem. But we'll get back to that later. The humanoid incident happened. The humanoid robot incident happened at a Chinese restaurant called Red Note. Of course, it went viral on TikTok and Instagram. It's got millions of views. The robot was wearing an orange "I'm Good" apron and danced to the song "Love You" by Cindy Wang and Sam Wang. I don't know why that makes a difference. Maybe it's the only one it knows how to dance to. I have no idea. The restaurant confirmed the movements were intentional. The robot was pre-programmed to dance to entertain guests and enhance the dining experience. I don't think the smashing of the table and throwing chopsticks around was intentional. And if it was, that person should be fired for programming that in there. We got to have safety, right? If you work in a manufacturing place and there's a press or there's robot arms or there's welding and stuff that done by machines, there's usually plexiglass or doors to protect you from the machines. Now the machines walk up to you and flail around. That's not the kind of robot I want. I want one that's going to help me and make my life enjoyable, not make me skittish. The issue occurred because the robot moved closer to the dining table, closer than it was expecting, apparently. It had limited space, and it then caused it to have these chaotic movements. At least that just sounds like an excuse. More robot news. 2 delivery robots in Chicago recently caused a bunch of damage by rolling down the sidewalk. It went around part of the bus station and then went smashing through a glass wall, which wrecked the shelters. And I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago on a windy, rainy day. You need those shelters to stay dry and not be blown down the street. Both companies, these were apparently different companies that had it wasn't the same company that had the same issue. These were 2 different competing companies, both smashing the CTA bus shelters. Both companies said that they will cover the repair costs for the city, and they are investigating. Why did the robot go rogue? The incidents have fueled debate over whether delivery robots are helpful or a nuisance, and some residents are concerned about safety, jobs, and potential hazards. We had something here in California where it hit an old lady when it was stuck on a fence. We had one in Florida, I think, that got hit by a train because it got stuck on the railroad tracks and didn't know what was going on. And they want to deploy these things aggressively all over the place. And then they want to give you this technology to drive you around in a taxi or a car. No, I'm not ready for this. Or an airplane or a quadcopter taxi where it flies in the sky. I don't think we're ready. Or the AI is already rebelling. I haven't figured out which is which, and I don't know. Well, I do know this. I'm not going to put myself in harm. I'm responsible for my safety, and I don't know that those are safe yet. So I'm going to pass. Over 3,700 people have signed a petition to end this whole delivery robot program, and you'll never see me in a Waymo. I almost, at CES last year, I almost went on the demo for the Mercedes self-driving car. And an hour later, that Mercedes got in an accident. So, you see, I hesitate for a reason. My instincts are fair, at least so far, have kept me well. I've made it this long, half a century. Strange robots are hard to stop. Another researcher at Northwestern University has developed a Meta Machines modular robot made of interconnected segments that can move across landscapes and survey damage. They look like little snakes in a way, or worms. Each segment is its own independent robot. They're connected via round joints and allows the machine to reconfigure and continue moving even if parts of it are smashed.
It's like a worm.
It's like a worm or a lizard where you can cut off its tail and it'll keep going. It's not that the tail will move independently, but yeah. So now we have robots that if they attack you and you cut their arm off, it's just going to go, a flesh wound, and keep attacking you. This is crazy. It's online tonight. Stay tuned. Monty Python.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new and vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. Sumerian Collection.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. That's 800-908-3082.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
And wolf?
Oh, a wolf.
Ooh! What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is the Chef of Love, Chef Jannard, TV host and restaurateur. My grandparents harvested their land to sell food and share this overflowing bounty with our community. Grandma said, for every yam we pick, we give one away. In the world they cultivated, I love preparing and eating dinner with my family on Sundays. When our resources changed, food assistance programs sustained us. They gave me fuel to start my first culinary business at 16 years old, and inspiration to donate the extra food in my community. Through my life, I've developed an appetite to work with others to ensure everyone has access to the nutritious food we need to thrive. Together, we can help end hunger. Come on, join the movement with Feeding America by volunteering, donating, and advocating. Learn more at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Online tonight.
Geek Speak.
Alrighty, this hour's Geek Speak, where we take a tech term and turn it into plain English right before your very ears, is cross-browser. Cross-browser. We'll get back to that in just a moment. wanted to bring to light very quickly what Govi's got for you. Some of the new things they showed at CES were pretty interesting, including their new Lumen Blend Plus color system. The color management system features a new 16-bit precision chip for smoother, more precise color transitions, and industry-leading 1,000 kelvins to 10,000 Kelvin color temperature range. Govi also has a new partnership with Samsung SmartThings. You can learn all about Govi's products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/Govi. Online Tonight, thank you. onlinetonight.com/GOVEE. Now, Cross Browser. A website is called Cross Browser when it's developed for multiple browsers. Last hour, we talked about different applications that run on multiple operating systems like Mac and Linux and Android and iOS. So most browsers are similar in both design and function. They often have differences in the way they recognize or display certain websites. This means the same page could be displayed differently, have different text formatting or pages. So not all browsers support all of these same HTML tags. Some formatting may not be recognized at all. Some browsers may interpret JavaScript differently. So the easiest fix for browser incompatibility is to use a more basic coding technique that works in both browsers. However, if that solution is not possible, the developer may add some code that figures out, hey, what browser am I on? And then we'll use custom HTML or JavaScript code for just that browser. This reminds me of math. Okay, right? So when I was younger, I had a lot of trouble with fractions. But somebody taught me very quickly, if you have 3/6, that is like 1/2. So you can dumb it down to 1/2. And that's kind of what's happening here, is that they use a more basic way to display the page. Making a cross-browser site is usually pretty simple for basic websites. However, some of the complex ones that use very fancy formatting and JavaScript, that could require some additional code to make it work with multiple browsers. And of course, CSS formatting can help with the standardized appearance of web pages and all that stuff. So that is this hour's Geek Speak. Cross-browser.
Online Tonight.
All right, what was that? Oh, it's the music. Phone lines are open. Boy, that was really jarring to me. Phone lines are open. Use our Broadcast Bionics Caller 1 system, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. It's the toll-free telephone number. Don't forget, you can follow me on X and Instagram. I use the same account name on both platforms, Max Smart Radio. Max Smart Radio. Miss Victoria.
We have a listener question in an email from someone called Baseball Nut in Boston.
Yeah.
Max, we know you're a big fan of robots, and you're also a baseball fan. So what do you think of the new robot ump?
I hate it. And you know why? Because it takes the human element out of the game. Do you know that we've had professional baseball in the United States since 1876? How did they call balls and strikes back then? The most reasonable way. They got somebody that they somewhat trusted, and they put them out there as an unbiased mediator, and they called the balls and the strikes and the foul balls and things like that, and the balks. Why? What's wrong with humans? I'll tell you what's wrong with humans. Money. You see, if certain games don't go the way that the coaches and the teams and the owners want, they then don't get to go to the World Series. And sometimes they think that these, especially when pitchers are throwing 100, 105 miles an hour now, how do you even see it? We went to the Louisville Slugger place, and we stood in the batting cage as a ball went whizzing past us at 89 miles an hour. It was a blur. Couldn't see it. Now they're going faster than that. So how does the umpire see it when he's got 2, 3, 4 things going on at the same time? I understand that. But what makes us interesting as humans, in my opinion, are our defects. That is what makes us unique and interesting. My voice has its own problems. But when you hear my voice, you know it's me and not a robot and not somebody else. Our imperfections are what I think makes the world interesting. And so that should still be allowed. I mean, why even have an umpire if you're just going to let the computers do it? Why have the human element at all if you're going to start taking the human element out of it? That must be what the plan is. They're probably just going to this is happening in tennis. This is happening in baseball. We see the challenges in replays in football. We don't have that in Little League. We don't have that in college baseball, football, tennis. We don't have those things because the money isn't there. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't know. They've been testing it. The MLB, at least the Major League Baseball here in the United States, has been testing it for quite some time. It started in the minor leagues. And what they do is they use a high-speed camera to track the pitches. You do realize the strike zone changes depending on the height of the batter, right? It's supposed to be from the hips to the chest. And then, people squat to try to make it less. But this is how it's supposed to work. And so now the AI has to adjust and say, oh, okay, this, just like a human would, this player is this tall. And I don't know. I don't like it. The reason I go to the game is for the human element, the roar of the crowd, the T-shirt person, the person throwing the bag of peanuts, the smell of hot dogs. I go for the personal element, and now they're going to throw in a bunch of computer stuff. I go to the baseball game to get away from computer stuff, and now they're throwing AI into the strike zone. I personally don't like it, and this is why I like going to high school games and college games, because the human element is still there, and they're true fans. There's so many things that youth can do these days. Why would they bother going to a high school or a college game if they didn't enjoy it, right? Or have friends there and they want to hang out. That's the human element. That's what I like. If we're going to AI everything and robot everything, then just do it. And then you'll watch the attendance drop to nothing. And these $100 million players, what are they going to do? Anyway, that's where I'm at. If you're not listening live and you want to submit a question like Baseball Nut did, feel free to drop me an email, show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com. Or you can text or leave a voicemail at 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. I told you that already. 951-395-1017. In the last 30 seconds of this segment, I want to tell you that Apple TV is streaming the weekly MLB games again. Doubleheaders every Friday, starting, I think, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Can't remember. Fans get...
no, they've started already.
They started. Okay, great. Broadcasts include new camera angles captured in the iPhone to create more immersive things. Friday Night Baseball is included in your normal Apple TV subscription, which is about $13 a month. Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Earns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Earns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvorns.com.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lick and Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are going to love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lick and Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and, of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We're taking your calls right now at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546.
Online tonight.
We already made $300 today from internet orders.
And we're doing a good deed by bringing alcohol to shut-ins and people under house arrest.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me. Greatly appreciate it. My name is Max Smart. The name of the show is Online Tonight. Before we jump into our movie review, don't forget you can use our toll-free telephone number using our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system. Fantastic system. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me about that. Always happy to share. Our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. You can also reach out via text, voicemail, and email. The email address, show@onlinetonight.com, and our text voicemail number is 951-395-1017. I've teamed up with Swag to the Max to introduce my new line of pirate merchandise and other swag. See what I did there? You can find all of that by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/store. Onlinetonight.com/store.
Trying to.
Nope.
From Hollywood.
One very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Blockbusters, tearjerkers, family fare.
Everything is awesome.
What's worth seeing in the theater and what should you just watch at home?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Here are your hosts.
I will get the hang of that someday. Someday I will get the hang of that.
Who are you?
I'm Max still. And you?
I'm Victoria.
And we're going to share with you our thoughts on the scary movie The Conjuring Last Rites, now available on HBO Max. It's rated R for suspense and gore and horror and mental trauma in some cases.
Medical trauma.
Well, that can lead to do you want me to tell you what happened? This is based on a true story. A family, 8 people lived in this house, and apparently The Conjuring. I'll give you a quick update. They're primarily known for the Annabelle movies, and Annabelle, apparently, not the same thing that's represented in the movies, was a large 3-foot size ragdoll that was supposedly, I don't know, possessed by a demon. And what is the name of the family? The Warrens?
Yeah.
The Warrens have a collection of these items, everything from cups and bowls and mirrors and dolls and statues and things like that are possessed or cursed or contain some kind of evil.
Or were used in some kind of rituals.
Right.
Evil rituals.
And so this movie focuses on this family of 8 who receive a mirror. Now, this mirror has history with the Warrens, and the Warrens are semi-retired at this point, partly due to health issues and so they can teach and manage their collection of evil items. But they get pulled into this one. This one is kind of like their last one. And it's a wraparound from the very first time they were face to face, let's say, with a demon.
Yep.
All right, tell us more.
Okay. It's pretty much your typical Conjuring story, where although I feel like the Warrens came into it a little bit later, but we did have them in like backstory regarding this item. But we did see a lot more of the goings on with the family before the Warrens got involved. And then their daughter was also involved, the Warrens' daughter.
Which you had a problem about because she's not that age.
Well, okay. I have to tell you that all of the Conjuring stories are based on the Warrens and some of the cases that they worked on, like some of the most famous cases that they worked on. None of them took place in the time frames that they
portray in the movies.
And so she may have been that age, but it didn't take place in 1986. It took place in the 60s because the daughter was born in 1946 because she's 80.
Oh.
So, you kind of have to put that to the side. I don't know why they changed the time, maybe to make it more interesting or because of where they set other movies, the time that they set other movies, they kind of had to do it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So,
and what was the start of all this? Amityville Horror or whatever, right? So they messed with the timeline there, and then they were like, gotta fix it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I enjoyed this, and it had, I love a good jump scare, and there were there's always some creepy characters, and I feel like the effects were a little bit different in this, like maybe they used more CGI than they usually do. I thought they used more practical effects in some of the other movies, but I still enjoyed it. I was thinking this was going to be the last movie, but apparently this is the last installment of the first phase. They're pulling a Marvel on us of the Conjuring universe.
Ooh.
And the Conjuring universe is not only the 4 Conjuring movies, 2 movies called The Nun and The Nun 2, 3 Annabelle movies. And so they're going to do more movies with possibly the daughter doing some of this stuff. They've even talked about a series with maybe the daughter in it. They're doing, they are filming a prequel with other actors playing.
Okay, now I understand why they used a younger daughter, because we don't want to see an 80-year-old Agatha Christie or what was that other lady? Murder, She Wrote. What was her name? No, I know the actress's name, but what was the character's name?
I don't know.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want a younger.
Yeah, they want to get a little more longevity
well,
out of it.
then they're going to get 10 years out of her.
But they are going to do more movies with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as Ed and Lorraine. They said they're up for it. They're both in their 50s now, and Ed and Lorraine investigated cases for 50 years together, and Lorraine lived to be 90.
Well,
so,
you know that our 50s, which we're in, are the new 30s, right? So, I mean, we got plenty of time.
Right.
Especially if we de-age using the AI.
Right. So there will be more, but although the next one is a prequel with other people, which is weird because we saw them as younger characters.
You said they used a different actor.
This movie. I wonder if those people were the ones that are going to be in the prequel.
I don't know.
It's like suddenly magically at some point in time, they changed from looking like that to looking like that.
All right, so more about the story. So this mirror is possessed by a demon, which the Warrens found early on in their career. It was actually the very first thing that they tried to, cast away. It didn't work. And so in a way, this demon has been looking for them or wanted to interact with them again. And the Warrens finally get pulled in, and then they realize, oh no, this is the demon that we did not successfully banish or return to, wherever. So it's almost like those cop movies where this time it's personal. You kind of get, right? I have that vibe where they both of them were like, well, we got to figure out how to get rid of this thing, and the thing wants to get them because it, made its existence miserable or whatever it is, and they finally are in the last battle, hence the title. And so I was sad to see what happened with the priest that worked with them and some of those things. So there are some very emotional moments in this and some pretty scary ones. You don't like the crawling people type thing, do you?
No.
Some good jumps in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, and they brought in some other people that you weren't expecting, that this house had its own history and had other spirits that weren't just the main demon thing. So that's the problem when you move into some of these older houses, that you don't know what existing stuff is, and then somebody gives you a gift and brings you something even worse. What do you rate it?
I give it a 4 out of 5.
Even though it had good jump scares and that you were startled, what would have gotten this better for you? Or do you just feel it's a retelling of something that you've experienced before?
Well, no, I'll give it a 4.5 because I did like the daughter's involvement. That kind of threw me. That was something I wasn't really expecting.
All right. We're talking about The Conjuring, The Last Rite. A little bit of peer pressure there to help Miss Victoria get to the 4.5. I will join you with a 4.5. Obviously, we need to see some other types of horror movies. What do you recommend? The B kind or the Blumhouse kind? Would love to hear from you. 1-800-39-ONLINE is our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-396-6546. Online tonight. Stay tuned.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. That's 800-515-4035.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go!
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey. We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
I never realized that I'd be taking care of a 2-year-old and a 9-year-old on my own. I think men can be a little stubborn sometimes where pride gets in the way and they may want the help, they may not know how to ask. With my traditions, with the family support in line, and just with my mind frame, I was able to turn a negative into a positive. I knew I needed more tools in my toolbox to take care of these little girls that had just lost their mother. It's time for me to be that father that I knew I could be. I think just being that good role model as well, that models good behavior in front of them, going to work every day, coming home and being able to put on that smile. The biggest reward about being a dad is sitting back and watching your kids be happy.
Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
Hey! Bookmark this!
All right, every hour I try to give you a website that you hopefully will find fun, educational, or entertaining. And this is another one of those super long ones. It is crazy long. So I made you a shortcut. Go to onlinetonight.com/crazyeaster, all one word, all lowercase, CRAZYEASTER. Or you can visit the website, onlinetonight.com, look for episode number 2103, hour 2, and the wonderlustmagazine.com long URL will be right there. So, the Easter Bunny should steer clear of New Zealand, apparently, because of the rodent overpopulation there. They actually hold the Great Easter Bunny Hunt. Is a rabbit a rodent? I didn't even know that. Which leads to the demise of over 10,000 rabbits every year in New Zealand. You can find out more about this strange Easter tradition and other strange Easter traditions from around the world. Go to onlinetonight.com/crazyeaster, onlinetonight.com/crazyeaster. That is this hour's Bookmark This, brought to you by Paramount Plus. The amount of new content on Paramount Plus this month is almost criminal. And there's crime shows everywhere. From British comedy Can You Keep a Secret to the thriller Little Disasters, of course, to true crime like Wild Boys, Strangers in Town. There is that and much more on Paramount Plus. All you have to do is visit our website, onlinetonight.com/stream, to find out more. onlinetonight.com/STREAM.
Online tonight.
No boy or Girl Scouts were harmed in the production of this show. This is Online Tonight. Now, here's Max.
Oh, that reminds me, Miss Victoria, what happened to the Girl Scout cookies? Did we not get any Girl Scout cookies this year? What has happened?
We didn't. You said they were too expensive.
Well, there's two issues. One, the price went up. And two, in my county, they used the wrong ingredients. I have to drive 65 miles to go to a county that has the right ingredients. What does that mean? That means that the Girl Scout cookies are manufactured by more than one company. And one of the companies has substituted one of the ingredients for something else. It's a mouth thing. One feels greasier and makes your mouth coated at the end. And the other one is what I remember in my childhood. So I want to drive to go and get that. My cousin is very adamant about it. He absolutely refuses to buy the wrong Girl Scout cookies. And you never know what you're going to get if you order them online, so I refuse to do that. Random tech stuff I thought I would share with you. Back in my day, I go way back. We had cars with 8-track tapes. And then my uncle got an adapter for his 8-track tape player that played a cassette. But my house was primarily vinyl records. We had Elvis. We had Jose Jimenez as a comedian. We had Mel Brooks. We had those K-Tel records of Emotions where it was all love songs. And, of course, we had Jim. What is Jim's last name? Miss Victoria, you know that. He sings all those. We had Roy Orbison as well.
Jim Croce?
Is that his name?
I don't know which. Jim Neighbors?
No, he sings that one song that if my dad hears it, he cries.
I don't.
Okay, you don't know. That's fine. Why am I talking about vinyl records? Well, they've made a huge comeback. In fact, it's the first time since 1983 that they have brought in record sales of $1 billion. Vinyl record revenue in the United States surpassed $1 billion in 2025, continuing 19 consecutive years of growth. They have sold more than $47 million. Does somebody want to do the math real quick for me just to see how much the average price of a record was? So you take 1 billion and you divide that by 447 million. That would be really neat. Vinyl sales grew almost 10% year over year, 9.5% to be honest. I rounded up. While CDs and digital downloads declined almost 8%. Well, CDs declined almost 8%, and digital downloads almost a whole percent, 1%. The average price for a mint vinyl record rose 24%. Oh, somebody did the math for me. I appreciate it. Thank you. $37 is what it was costing to buy a vinyl record, hence why they made $1 billion. Do you remember when you and I, Miss Victoria, would go into a record store and we'd pay $1.75 and we thought we were getting ripped off? Wait,
$1.75.
Wait, what did you pay in Asia? Didn't you pay like $2 in Asia and you could play them like 6 times?
Yeah,
before
those
they
were
broke?
pirated.
And how much were those?
They were $1 each.
Okay, I think I paid maybe $2 to $3
for an
record.
album, though.
Sure,
I mean,
why
I
not?
remember albums were like $4.99.
Thriller was like $12, and we thought that was insane.
Because I used to get like $5 a week in allowance, and so I could only buy one record album.
Okay, well maybe my memory is shot.
But did you buy 45s? Because 45s were like
No, I didn't buy 45s because if you remember, I was into Journey, I was into Foreigner. I had every Kiss album. You remember when Kiss came out with solo albums? So I had Gene's album, I had Paul's album, I had
Ace.
I think this is why they did it was because Ace made some kind of fuss, and this is why they did the four things, and then Peter had his own. So I had 5 albums, and then I went to church, and then they made me burn them. No, I'm not kidding. So that would have been awesome to have in my collection. Now I could have had Gene sign his thing and you could have had Paul sign it at the taco place, but I don't have those anymore because of peer pressure. Anyway, back to records. Vinyl record resurgence began in the 2000s, initially among indie and alt fans. Mainstream pop artists like Taylor Swift now lead sales, obviously. Despite vinyl record growth, streaming is still dominant. It generated $9.5 billion of the $11 billion of revenue that the record business got in 2025. Streaming revenue grew about 3% year over year, with 106 million paid streaming accounts in the U.S. alone. And the premium subscription price, of course, went up almost 7%. Vinyl is seen as a collectible experience. When you went to the Orange County Guitar Museum, were you impressed by their wall of vinyl?
I was.
Okay.
They had a lot.
They had a lot.
They had almost as many as I used to have.
Yeah, their collection is impressive. And if you ask nicely, they'll actually put some on for you. It's very cool. If you're not distracted by the 1,000 guitars that are hanging off the walls. Don't forget, if you missed any portion of the show, you can head over to onlinetonight.com where you can check out the show notes. In hour 1, I put a link into a interview video with Miley Cyrus. So I'm putting it out there. We're going to have a sit-down with Miley Cyrus sometime soon. And hopefully the universe will comply. You can subscribe to the podcast. You can check out the T-shirts by visiting onlinetonight.com/show. Stay tuned.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.